Hey folks, Steve here with you once again. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about something very important. It is a phishing scam. What's a phishing scam? Well, it's usually an illegitimate email or message asking you for details about your identity, banking information, or such details that normally you wouldn't want to give somebody if they weren't legitimate. And they aren't. Phishing scams are not legitimate, of course. So we're going to talk about this one that happened today to my wife. And she did give me permission to talk about it, so I'm going to. Because I think it's important for us to understand that even though you may be a seasoned reseller, you maybe have been around the block, sometimes you can still get taken. So today, my wife decided she was going to list some things on eBay. One of the items she listed, for some odd reason, even though it shouldn't be, was a restricted item on eBay. They didn't allow you to sell it. So she decided she was going to go over to Mercari. And that is where the scam happened today, Mercari. However, it does happen on eBay. I've heard of it happening there, and it does happen on Poshmark. And it's probably happening on a lot of other platforms as well. But today it happened on Mercari. It actually happened to me on Mercari today too, but I knew about the scam ahead of time. She did not. So we will talk about what happened and what the scam entails and what you can do about it if you see it and if you actually fall for it. Now, this is not the message she got. The person who sent it to her deleted it as soon as she went through with it. So, but it is very similar to this. It says your item has been purchased. Here's the details. Most importantly, it says we've noticed that you have recently registered your store, or that you need to update your details, or something like that, it'll say. And they give you a way to do that. In this case, down here, there's a Telegram. Of course, that is a red flag. Nobody in the United States uses, well, I'm sure there are people here that use Telegram, but we don't use it to communicate like it in other countries. And so if you see a Telegram link, you're probably going to realize the scam right away. In this case, or in my wife's case, it was a link to a Mercari website. It was Mercari-support.com, and it looked really legitimate. So she went through to the link. When you go through to that link, we're going to get rid of this. This is the website you get. It is, if you look up here, it says Mercari-support.com. So it does look legitimate. The website looks really nice. You got all the links down here, just like on the real Mercari site, telling you how to get the app, your terms of service, privacy policy, all your login information and stuff is up here. If you ever even have a little inkling, if you're on a real Mercari website, here's one thing that can tell you almost instantly. First of all, they're asking you to verify your identity, but up here it says log in. You're not even logged in. What happens if I click that login button? Absolutely nothing. I'm clicking it. Nothing. If I click terms of service, nothing. If I hit list an item, nothing. If I go down here to the bottom, I have a pet peeve about Macintoshes where that toolbar moves when I don't want it to. If I hit policy center, all it does is take me up to the top. If I hit marketplace guidelines, it takes me back to the top. If I hit Mercari home, it does nothing. Brands does nothing. So right away, you know that this is not a legit site, but you're not clicking on those things and you're not paying attention to those things because you want your money. And Mercari's holding your money because you need to verify your identity or your banking information. And there's a nice big verify button. Look how big they make that thing. It goes way across the page. There's also a chat down here, and now on hers, it popped up right away. It wasn't hidden like that. And so this bottom part doesn't actually come up till you go to the next page, but I've already gone through this to see if it worked here, and it does the same as it does. Now, it says, hello, the buyer has already paid for the goods, the money has already been received, and awaiting confirmation from the seller. And it says, please fill in the check. There's a red flag. We don't use that term for filling in forms. And once the details have been successfully verified, the money for the goods will be credited to your account immediately. They're giving you a sense of urgency. Immediately, you will get these monies. If you have any problems or questions, please contact me here. They want you to contact them in this chat because if you go back to Mercari, it's not going to do you very well. They'll provide detailed instructions. And it also says this part down here won't be here until you go to the next page. So let's click that, see what it is. Now, when you click verify, it takes you to a form to put in your billing information, just like they asked you for. They want your billing information. And then this second part of the chat pops up and tells you that you need to enter your card information so the system can recognize you as the beneficiary. Well, that's a weird way to put it. And I'm pretty sure we don't talk like that here in the States, but maybe somebody from Mercari support isn't from the States, or maybe they're scamming you. And transfer the money to your card with no bank charges. I don't think you get charged bank charges on Mercari with a money transfer because it's just the regular 3-day free money transfer like you do on most websites or whatever. But now it's telling you your bank's going to charge you 5 to 15% if you want to do it a different way. And it can take 3 days. So make sure you don't waste any time and fill this form out. So there's your sense of urgency again. I'm not going to get this money and I'm going to have to wait for it. So let's get this filled out. It doesn't make any sense that they're telling you this because all they want is you to verify your identity. You're not going to get, according to them, which is a scam and a lie, you're not going to get the money unless you do this. So why give all this, fake information over here? Well, it's because it makes it sound more urgent. And then they want you to feel good, so they tell you all this stuff down here is about website security and secure protocols and things like that. So what happens if you fill out this form? Well, I got one that's kind of filled out over here. You put all your stuff in there. This is, of course, not real information. They do know if it's a fake card number. If you just put in fake numbers, even if you start out with a real number, it won't go through. You have to have a real number. I did this earlier with an expired card that has been expired for many years, and because it was a real number, and I put in a current expiration date and a fake CCV or CVC, which is your security number, it went through. So if you hit continue here, and I'm not going to do it because they know that I put the wrong information in, it'll give you another, and if it's legitimate information, it'll give you a message that says, please wait 5 to 10 minutes for this to go through. It also asks you for the exact amount in your account. It doesn't on this form, but on the Chrome version of this form, it does. And the reason they do that is because, well, if you only got $5 in there, they're not really going to, not worth their time. You got $800 or $900 in there or more, then it is worth their time, and they're going to steal your money. So anyway, then all it does is spin forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. It will never stop spinning. You get the please wait while verification is going through. It spins and spins and spins. Why do they do that? Because by the time you realize that the 10 minutes are up, the 5 to 10 minutes are up, they've already got your money. Luckily, when my wife did this today, she did put her information in. She got that message. It didn't go through. It went through, but they didn't take her money. And we had her cancel her card. That is the first thing you do. Froze the card and then canceled it and ordered a new card. Luckily, the bank account that she was using for that is her eBay bank account or her Mercari, her reselling bank account, which isn't connected in any way to any of our other accounts. It's a solo account that doesn't do anything. I have a selling account, bank account. She has a selling bank account, and then we have a personal bank account. None of them are connected as far as banks. They're even with different banks. And that's on purpose in case something like this happens. So anyway, she went through that, and we luckily got away with the inconvenience of ordering a new card. So the first thing you got to do is, if this happens to you, let's have some fun with these people. Enter my message. Let's see if they respond. Sometimes they do. I did this earlier today, and the response was, oh, your card didn't go through. It doesn't matter what I sent to them. I'm just having fun with them right now. But I don't think they're going to answer this time. But when I did it before, they said, sorry, your card didn't go through. Please enter your card information again. It doesn't even have to be your card. That was what they said in the next message, the follow-up message. So, of course, they don't care whose card they're stealing. They don't care whose money they're taking. So, how do you know if it's Mercari or not sending you these messages? Well, we're going to go to the real Mercari website. I got one of these today too, one of these messages. If my wife hadn't told me that she got it, I wouldn't have known that she was scammed. She was just telling me that there was a sale, and I knew immediately as soon as she told me how this came through. She said they sent me an email that said, or a message on Mercari saying I need to verify my information, but she couldn't figure out where the sale was. And she's not familiar with Mercari because she doesn't list there. And so as soon as she said it to me, I damn near fainted because I knew exactly what had happened, because I've seen on different message boards and Facebook pages and things about this scam. So I knew immediately, and it was fast action on her part. She immediately put a freeze on her card at that point, even though it had been a couple hours from the time it happened. Luckily, for some reason, they didn't take her money. She has $800 in that account, so we would have lost $800, and that's not good. But the message came through this one here, and this is the one I got today. You can see they used the Mercari. I was trying to mess with the guy, but it didn't work. He never answered me. What did I sell? It's not showing on my end. Trying to waste his time like the scam baiters do. I used to be a scam baiter many, many years ago, so I'm kind of in tune to these things. But, and by the way, I got this guy I bought something from, I don't know, 6 days ago, and he hasn't shipped it yet, and he won't answer Mercari, and he won't answer me. So I'm going to have to cancel that. But anyway, Mazda Zero, they're not using Mazda Zero for, Mercari accounts. Anyway, his message, he deleted it. They did the same thing to my wife. They deleted that message. They leave it there for enough time, and then they hide the evidence. They get rid of it. But before he was able to delete that message, I hit this little flag here. All Mercari messages in the messaging system have this little flag. If they don't, that means either you sent it or Mercari sent it. But this has this little flag, and if you hit it, you can report the message, which is what I did. I actually reported it twice. That's the first thing you can do, is report messages like this when you see them. That way Mercari has time to investigate it. The link that he sent me, I'm assuming he, was different than the one my wife got. She got a very official looking one. Mine was not official looking at all. So even if I didn't know, I would have known. But Mercari will never send you that kind of message through the messaging system. They will send you that message through the notification system. Any Mercari messages that I've ever gotten come through the messaging system. Here's a Mercari message. Here's a Mercari message. This is about that filament that I bought, and they said they sent the seller a reminder to ship it out. Of course, he hasn't done it yet, and I asked him today, when can I expect shipment? I'm going to give him another day or two, but I mean, he's holding my money. So Mercari will never send you a message through the messaging system like this. They will always send it through the notification system. If Mercari is asking you to change anything, you will go over to here, go to settings, and then you can edit everything in the actual, let me move myself out of the way here. No, we'll just do this. You can see all the settings over here. You can edit your account, your payment information, all that stuff. And that's where Mercari will ask you for it. Same with eBay. They'll never send you a link through an email or a message. And if they do, you still have an option to go to the actual website to do the changes. They will tell you, do not click any links. Another thing that Mercari does, and I know for certain, is if they send you a message through the messaging system here, the notification system here, they will also send you an email. Anytime I sell something, anytime they set the seller a reminder, when my buyer actually receives their item, I get a message on my email as well as Mercari. So lots of ways to figure that stuff out. Unfortunately, today we almost fell victim to it, and we're putting this video out, and of course, with my wife's permission, so that it doesn't happen to somebody else, because it's no fun to lose money. Now, with all that said, I fell for a scam about 2 years ago. It wasn't a selling scam. It wasn't a Mercari, eBay, Poshmark, or anything like that. A website popped up, and they were selling a machine that I wanted, and it was at a decent discount. And I thought, wow, that's a good deal. I'll buy it. And I even said to my wife at the time, I don't think this is legit, but I'm going to try anyway. It wasn't very much money. I think $60 or $70, which should have been my first clue because that machine is a $300 machine. But it was a website that claimed that they get damaged boxes and things like that. And I thought, well, maybe they just don't know what they have. Well, they knew what they had. My camera keeps messing. Oh, sorry about that. They knew what they had because they didn't have anything. I waited a couple of weeks for it to ship, and it didn't. Luckily, I paid through PayPal, and PayPal has some really good buyer protection, and I got all my money back immediately. I mean, it was quick. But if we think we can't fall for a scam, and even somebody like me who has been around that type of thing for a long time, it can happen. I'm going to try to turn I'm using a gimbal that I got off of TikTok shops, and it just isn't happy with me today. There it goes. Oh, now we're okay. There we go. For some reason, the battery life in this gimbal sucks. And every once in a while it stops working. And here it goes again. So this is how we're going to do the rest of the video. We're just going to leave it like that. But scams are easy to fall for sometimes, even when you're in tune to what they are. There's a guy on the internet who is like the biggest scam buster in the world, Jim Browning. He knows everything to know. He got scammed not that long ago. So it can happen to anybody. It happened to my wife today. It's happened to me in the past. Please don't let it happen to you. Please investigate everything. If you like what you saw today, please like this video. It won't help you be safe from a scam, but it'll help you feel better about, liking my videos. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a good day.